Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all my fans across the world, because there's quite a few international fans I have. I wouldn't say fans, I would say friends. But hey, either way, I appreciate everybody for watching the show. This is now episode number 3, not 6. Get this straight, not 6, but number 3. Just 3. Just 3 people. 3. So, uh, today is going to be an interesting episode because there's no set topic today. No set topic. Typically we have a set topic, but not today. Today is going to be Ask Darrell Day. So asking Darrell Day, we're gonna have. I'm gonna pray for some of these questions. I did not expect the response that I got today for these questions. I was expecting maybe a few, maybe about 10. I've officially made the count. I'm not gonna say official because I would lie. I'm going to assume that there is at least 40 questions because I've seen quite a few, and I'm just kind of whoa. Some of the questions are going to be a little personal. Some aren't. Some of them are going to be quite interesting to say the least. So if you see me looking at my phone or staring at the computer trying to read a question, just bear with me because some of these questions I don't have written down. They're coming directly from either social networking or email. So I'm pulling them up any and every way that I possibly can. So y'all bear with me. This is going to be fun. So we're going to start with social networking from Facebook. Facebook, I got quite a few questions from here. Most of these questions dealt with in particular to where I stay and to a particular superhero of mine. So let's start with those. A Facebook friend of mine that goes by the name of Tone Taylor asked me the question of how do you feel about the Batman and Superman movie that's coming up? Well, let's go there since we're going to immediately start with this. The new Batman Superman movie is going to be awesome. I say this with simple fact is because even though Batman's most recent live action series just recently stopped, he's back into the game already again. Because I know y'all give him a hiatus before he shows back up again, but he's already back. And a new character in place, which is going to lead into another question of mine. But how do I feel about the movie? I think it's going to be actually really, really good. There's already been a lot of discussion I've been intertwined in over the last couple of days of a lot of people. I'm just going to put it out there talking shit about Batman, not assuming that Batman is who he is. Batman is the world's most dangerous superhero. We're just going to put it at that point. For a man that keeps up on any and everybody that he comes in contact with, knows your weakness and knows how to kill you, that man is dangerous. That man is extremely quiet. He never goes psychotic very often, but when he does snap, it's a wrap for whoever gets in his way. So I'm just prepared for this movie. I just really wish they would stop adding more people to this movie because at this point now you're going to end up turning this movie from Batman versus Superman to a fucking Justice League movie because now we have Wonder Woman that's in the movie. I mean, who's going to show up next? Cyborg, Green Lantern, Aquaman. Y'all do have to cast these people. I have my assumptions on some of the people they should cast for these movies, but I'm just going to put one out there. They need to get Idris Elba to play Green Lantern. If they don't get that man to play Green Lantern, we're going to have a problem. But we're going to move right along to the next question. Another question comes from Facebook, comes from Terrence Brower. He asks, how do I feel about the Shazam movie and who do I think will play Billy Shazam? And do I think Dwayne Johnson will be a good Black Adam? Alright, this question is going to be a little difficult. Now, I'm only going to say this is a little difficult because I don't follow Shazam very much. I only follow him for a split amount of time, but when it's come down to getting on PS4, PlayStation 3 on my PlayStation Vita, and it's time to play Injustice, Black Adam, Shazam, Batman, a couple of few others, they are my go-to people. I will beat the brakes off you if you try. But far as playing Billy, there's quite a few child stars out there that could probably really play Billy that would really get by. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head because right now there's not really It probably could be some child actors out there, but I don't know about that one as far as who will play Billy. But Shazam, hmm, Shazam could be an interesting ordeal, considering the fact that Shazam needs to be somewhat buff. Um, if he wasn't currently playing a superhero right now, no, I wouldn't say him because I was about to say the person who plays Thor. No, that wouldn't work. Um, Person that could play Shazam. Oof, that's gonna be rough. I can't think of anybody who could play Shazam at this point. Dwayne Johnson will play the perfect Black Adam. He would be. He has the build. He has the facial features for it. He has the attitude. He's a little bit overbuffed for Black Adam, but it'll work. It's actually be a very good signature role for him. Um, Far as Shazam, I'm still thinking about that one. Man, Shazam. I'm gonna have to come back to that one. Or I'm gonna have to reintroduce that one later. Cause to be honest, I can't see anybody right now to play Shazam. They would literally have to put in some major work to play Shazam. Cause that's a buff son of a gun. He's just as big as Superman, but I just don't see anybody out here in the industry right now that could play him. Once they finally figure out somebody who could, then I would probably consider it and then have an opinion about it then. But right now, no. But moving right along, this comes from one of my close friends. This is my official Wonder Woman. She is Nicole Lombardo. This is my bestie. She's down in Florida. Hi, bestie. She asks us a question of how do I feel about Ben Affleck being cast as the newest Batman. At first, I hated the idea. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I hated it. God. Then I thought about it, and then I read a couple of comic books, and I actually looked at a lot of the older pictures, looked at a lot of pictures of Bruce Wayne, and looked at Ben Affleck as a whole and his character over time. He's gonna have to put in some work when it comes down to actually getting that size on him, because he's gonna need a little bit of size on him. He ain't that big, but he needs a little bit more size on him. But as far as him now, I really think he'll be able to play the part. He has the facial structure, the attitude, the gruff for Bruce Wayne. He could be a pretty boy if he wants to be, so he have to keep the face all chopped up. He might have to do something with his hair, because he ain't always something good with that hair. But I would think he, at this point in time right now, he is the perfect person to play, considering the fact who's playing Superman. Yes, they literally are the complete opposites of each other. It will work at this point now. It will work. So that's all for right now with superhero questions. We're going to move to another question that deals with where I actually live right now, which is in Nashville, Tennessee. Another Facebook friend of mine, so I appreciate everybody from Facebook that actually posted a question. He asks, his name is Keith. Keith, I'm just say Keith Randall, okay? Because I don't want to mispronounce and get these names wrong. So I'm just go with first and last and try to skip everything in between. He asked the question of, do I feel that Nashville will continue being the spotlight and being the new up-and-coming Hollywood of the South with more TV and movie settings in Nashville? Honestly, Keith, I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you. A lot of people do not know that Nashville has been the Hollywood of the South for a very, very long time. It's actually just been the quiet Hollywood of the South. Considering the fact there's quite a few movies that actually have been filmed here in Nashville. A lot of older movies, some more recent. The Green Mile, for a lot of people who have seen that movie, which is one of my favorite movies, was actually filmed here in Nashville in the old Tennessee State Penitentiary, which is here in Nashville. We actually still do. I used to work for the state as a correction officer, so at our academy, we actually have a part of the set encased there in a trophy case. So, yes, do I think they're still going to be that way? Yes, they will. To be perfectly honest with you, question should have been worded a different way. Do I feel like there should be more that come here? Yes, I really do feel like there should be more here in Nashville. It's just going to take that right thing. But I'm scared of Nashville becoming bigger than it should be with a lot more movies coming here because being the Hollywood of South, you have to take on a lot of attention and you have to be on your P's and Q's about everything that goes on within the city. Um, we have Nashville's come a long way. I really do believe that they've been the quiet Hollywood of South for a long time, but they can continue to be that way and they continue to be in the spotlight. So I praise them. I give them my honest praise and respect for doing what they have done, and I say yes, it will work. So to be perfectly honest with you, I myself I'm enjoying looking for more TV and movie settings based in Nashville. Considering the fact they're gonna use the Batman building downtown for a superhero part here, so I'm super excited for that. So I will be here for that. Considering the fact that it deals with my favorite superheroes, so we're just gonna leave that be. More news to come to that soon. But let's move right along to more questions that we do have. This show is already teetering on 11 minutes because people like to ask questions. You want my opinion, I'm going to answer it. So be expecting a long episode today. We're going to move right along into some, let's say, a relationship oriented question. I'm actually going to skip in between this and another post that I actually have of some questions. The question comes from my friend on Google Plus by the name of Joe Tremblay. Hi, Joe. Appreciate the question, my friend. You are a strong supporter of my show, so I greatly appreciate you for this question. His question states is, how do two people begin a relationship start fresh when they are looking through the lenses of past infidelity, abuse, or other issues? I hate to bring up a personal friend in this. I'm not going to mention any names, but they're actually going through that same situation themselves right now. And looking from the outside in, it's not an easy situation, but it's a situation that can be dealt with. And to be perfectly honest, it's not hard. It's hard, but it's not hard. You just really have to put forth a lot of effort. It may look like it's not working. It may look like it's a struggle, but you have to put forth your best effort. Put forth your strongest heart, your strongest mind. Synergize yourself from your mind, your body, and your spirit in your heart, and put them together and push yourself forward to. If you really want this to work between you two, then you're going to put forth every effort you possibly can. Let go of everything else. You first have to let go of what's going on before you're able to move forward. But once you look past those lenses, literally just destroy them, at that point you can move forward. But to start fresh, you have to be one with the person that you're with and be able to put everything out there on the table. Say, hey, this is what's happened to me, and just let it be out there. Because if you're going to go through this process, you have to be willing to let the other person know what kind of things that you're looking through and what you've been through. That way y'all can help one another and support one another through everything that you're going through. Because once you're able to do that, it makes everything about the beginning and the foundation so much stronger. It builds you together initially, and it literally knits your foundation together, and y'all walk hand in hand from the beginning to be able to support one another through breaking habits, whether it be good or bad, whether it be alcohol or drugs, or whether it be issues you're dealing with or personal habits or anything like that. Just take the time to be one with one another, support one another through any and everything that person may be going through, no matter if you went through it or not. Put some research into it if you've never been through it, and actually take the time to focus and get those people that you really want to be with together. I mean, you look at this as being somebody you want to be with, you take the time to really pull forth the effort to do so. Never look forward for that effort in vain. If it never works out between you two, look for that effort as you got through your fears, you help them get through theirs, and you actually move forward to become a better person. You help somebody become a better person, because in turn, that helps you be the best person that you possibly can be by helping somebody else. I almost got a little bit teary-eyed on that one. But I appreciate the question. I'm a strong believer in wanting to help and believe in love and in insight when it comes down to things like that. So, Joe, thank you for that question. I'm actually probably going to put together an episode pretty soon that just deals with love and relationships, because it's just so much I can talk about that. Another question that I have, which is kind of a little bit off the rocker, is not really something that's bad, but it's actually going to be something that's pretty quick. Um, a Google Plus friend of mine by the name of Andrew Farrer asked me what was my favorite music genre. People, why do y'all ask me this question? Because it's going to be a very general answer. I like all types of music. I'm a very creative person, so typically, if you ever see me beating on a disc and you have headphones in my ear, most likely I'm doing my own personal remix of whatever song I'm listening to, and most likely the beat works for whatever song is going on. But one, I'm a big person on classical music. I do love opera. I love house music, love techno music, R&B, rap, hip hop, rock, classic soul. I love it all. I mean, I just love good music. I do have my favorites in country music. I don't listen to a lot of it, but I have my favorite picks and songs of country music that makes me enjoy that a lot more. So I do enjoy that heavily. So please don't excuse me if you don't think I enjoy music that well, but I do. You ever see my collection? It is very large. So, I enjoy it very well. So make sure if you ever see my musical collection, it is big. Like my car, every door in my car has a cup holder. Um, there's CDs packed into pretty much every section you could think a CD could go in my car, except the glove box. I have CD case. I have physical CDs. Oh, I'm a strong believer in buying a CD. So if you're a musical artist and you want me to listen to your stuff, I will listen to it digitally. But if you have a physical copy, please send it to me. I enjoy physical media more than I enjoy digital media for the simple fact is because I want to be able to say I either purchased this, someone gave it to me, or to be able to look back onto that, because I can easily lose digital media just by the click of a button and say delete and it's all gone bye-bye. But if I have a physical copy of something, I can make multiple copies of it if I need to. And then that way I can always have it. It's one of those things where I enjoy physical media. So, but Andrew, thank you for the question. So y'all know, if you ever see me listening to something, if you ask what I'm listening to, don't be surprised if you hear something just completely off the water you don't think I ever listened to. So you know, one of my favorite songs when it comes down to my favorite music genre is actually Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera. Just gonna put that out there. So you know, when it comes down to video games, my favorite song is actually the musical tune to Supersonic from Sonic the Hedgehog Part 2. Just so you know. My favorite anime theme song goes to The Blue Exorcist. So I like wrestling too, and my favorite theme music that goes to that would be the remix to Kurt Angle's theme song, Shawn Michaels' theme song that he's always had forever, the rock and roll remix to Stone Cold's theme song, and Lita's rock and roll theme song. So yes, so you know, I like music. Let's go into some other interesting questions that actually deal, per se, with some other things. Let's go into this. I have a friend of mine that's internationally right now. His name is Ralph. I appreciate Ralph for his questions. One of his questions was, what made me want to do YouTube videos? I love blogging. I'm a very insightful person when it comes down to a lot of different things, which most people don't think I could talk about. But what made me want to make YouTube videos was the simple fact of being able to not really put my face out there, more so just to have fun and enjoy myself, because I can talk about a lot of different things, and it's always good to hear somebody else's insight, especially if you can watch it or listen to it, whether it be a podcast or a video. So I enjoy doing my YouTube videos. I've actually enjoyed doing this show right now. I know it's going to be extremely long, so y'all bear with me. Yes, what made me want to do this is just pretty much really to have fun and enjoy myself. So if you get some insight from it, you enjoy what I say, let me know. Hit up my comments. If you ever got a question about anything, let me know. I will answer it. Or you can email me, hit me up on social media or anywhere. I'll do it. I'm going to teeter next to this next question because he asked it in the same breath. His next question was, do I want to get laid? At this point in time right now, the way I'm feeling, yes, I do. We just gonna leave that there at that point and keep it moving, okay? Just keep it moving. Um, man. Okay, I'm going to go to this question because I love video games, and right now I'm wearing a Mario Brothers shirt. Um, my friend Desmond Bell, who I actually work with, asked me what is my favorite Warframe, which is my favorite Warframe. It goes to a game that's on PlayStation 4, which is free to play. It's called Warframe. Make sure if you have a PlayStation 4, you download the game. Play it. It's actually pretty good. It deals more so with the ninjas and aliens and shooting and swords and things. You build up your own frame. Your frame, which is called a Warframe. They have different powers. You can get different guns, handguns, shotguns, rifles, the whole shebang. It's pretty much fun. It's free to play. You will eventually have to invest if you want to take it to the next level. But hey, even investing in this game will still make it worth it no matter what. But to say what my favorite Warframe is currently right now, my favorite Warframe, which I haven't built on my own game yet, but I've played, is Frost and Frost Prime. I actually have Frost on my game. I can build Frost Prime, but I don't have almost all the parts. I'm missing one. They're my favorite Warframe because it's actually been quite interesting to play with Frost. Not because of his powers, more so the way that he looks. He's quick, but he's not quick. His powers are quite interesting to me because they deal with ice and water. And the way that my character is built, he actually has a battle axe instead of a sword. He deals with a semi-automatic rifle and two dual handguns, which have heavily enjoyed this character so much. I'm so ready to go to the next level and go to the prime version of this one on my own game. But so you know, Desmond, that is my favorite one because you already know what my favorite one is. There's a lot of questions in here, people. A lot. We're just gonna keep going. Just gonna keep rolling. I'm gonna try to get to most of these questions. Desmond also asked me what is my favorite video game system of all time since I have existed. You asked this question. I'm gonna say this. Even though I have the current last generation, current generation of PlayStation. I've had them all except the PlayStation 2. I've owned the Xbox 360, the original generation where the boxes were white, green, and black. But my all-time favorite system I've ever had and I have enjoyed heavily was the Nintendo GameCube. That was my all-time favorite system. I had practically every Resident Evil on that game. I didn't carry a Mario game on that system, which is weird because I've had a Mario game every Nintendo system I've had. I didn't have one on this one, but I enjoyed my Nintendo GameCube to the fullest extent. It was just fun. It really was for me. So you know, I love video games too. That was my favorite system. But I'm going to move into some funny questions because this particular person asked me 1,000,001 questions. So we're going to go start with his questions. My good friend Steve Steffi from Google Plus asked me. We're going to start with the first one before we get here. He asked the question of what happened to Amelia Earhart. I'm just going to put, I don't know. She got in the plane, she flew somewhere, and she disappeared. I would assume she's somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle flying around in circles. So, if you ever get a chance to go to Bermuda Triangle, maybe you'll meet her. I don't know where she is. She never messaged me, emailed me. I don't even know if she's still alive. But that's how I can say this. Where she probably at, I don't know. It's just like the question, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Who the hell knows where she is, or where in the hell is Waldo? Don't nobody know where the hell he is, because he have a book full of pages of a bajillion people. Can you ever find him? No. It'll take you a minute, but usually he's right there somewhere. Next question he asks, what's my favorite flavor of ice cream? Why do y'all people ask me this question? You just get it personal. My favorite flavor of ice cream would be strawberry. Strawberry is my favorite ice cream, or cookies and cream. My two favorite ice creams. Sorry, you asked for one, but those are my two favorite ones. Those are the ones I would eat like crazy. Um, my I'm try to pick a question out of here since we're getting personal. Um, he asked quite a few questions. I'm gonna pick this next one. He asked this question. He says, "Who let the dogs out?" I'm just gonna give you your answer. Jesus. He let the dogs out. Okay, Jesus let the dogs out because I don't know where else to tell you who let them out. Unless you refer to your feet, then it would be you. If you're talking about actual four-legged animals that are walking around, Jesus did that. um. I find this question interesting because it's actually true. He asks, "The sneeze has 1/8 the power of an orgasm. What would happen if you sneezed 8 times in a row?" Let's just say I've gotten close to doing that one day because of where I was. Oh, for a lot of people, for women, if they ever sneeze that much, I would probably think they would freak out. Um, but what would happen if I sneezed 8 times in a row? I would probably be on cloud 9 because hey, anybody who sometimes you just may need that orgasm at that point to let it happen. So I say if it happens, do it. Just go for it. Just if you sneeze 8 times, just enjoy the ride because it's gonna be a long one for some people. Because I've actually seen. Let me shut up. um. Steve, you asked some of the weirdest questions, I swear for God. He's asked, what is the #1 best song to twerk to? Oh, why do you ask this question? The #1 best song to twerk to currently right now, if you wanted to know, um, I'm not going to say #1 because there's multiple ones that I could go through, but I'm going to give you a few. One song would be RuPaul's Peanut Butter. Yes, I said it. RuPaul's Peanut Butter. It's RuPaul. The name of the song is Peanut Butter. Another song would be Iggy Azalea, Murder Business, which is it's if you're not paying attention to the lyrics, you'll enjoy the beat to the song. Another one that'll be a good song to twerk to, ugh, would be Busta Rhymes Twerk It. You just ask me weird questions because I can give you a billion one of these answers. But yes, that would be it. If I could assume that would be the one. Now I'm going to answer another one of Steve's questions so I can get to some other people because this video is running currently right now, into almost half an hour. Let's see. He asks, what is one movie I wish would be made that has not been made yet? One movie that has not been made yet that I wish has been made. I can't say Street Fighter. That needs to be a remake. I can't say Mortal Kombat. The original one was good. The second one was decent. It just we not gonna go there. If I could think of one, I would want to see, because I know it would have to be split in parts because the game itself is extremely long. Most people who are not gamers are not going to know what game I'm about to announce because, yes, I'm talking about a game. If I wanted to see one movie be made that has not been made yet, I would like to see Square Enix get with Sony Studios or Universal and have them make Final Fantasy VII the movie. Yes, Final Fantasy VII the movie. The game I've never beaten. I've enjoyed watching it. I've watched it been beat online through YouTube. But I would love to see it as that is one of the most integral PlayStation games I've played that made me want to continue playing the Final Fantasy series. I would love to see that be made into a game because I would think it would be quite interesting because of the character selection you would have to have. It's oh my god, you would have to have a lot of characters. But I ultimately would see, knowing this is in there, I would just love to see a fights between Cloud and Sephiroth. Just because I just want to see when it's just an ultimate sword battle. I just want to see it. So, to answer your question, yes. Final Fantasy VII the movie. I would love to see it happen. Will it happen? Who knows? Let's crowdfund it, get it together, make them, and let's get them to make it. I would love to see it. I'll be the first one in the front row watching it. I'll be in the front row, not in the back where I normally sit. So we're gonna continue on. We're gonna go back to another one of my friends, my international friend Ralphio Bruni. He asked the question of, why is Batman my favorite superhero? I'm gonna go back to the superhero question because I knew this question was here. I wanted to answer this question before this video ended. Batman is my favorite superhero for the simple fact of because not only because it's Batman, because of his original presence as Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne may be the person that he is. He may be a playboy, a philanthropist. He's a CEO. He's a business owner. He's a billionaire. He's a superhero, but he's immortal, which makes the integral part of me loving him as the superhero the most. Is because being that he is immortal, not immortal, he's immortal. Being that he is immortal with no actual superpowers, he's a very integral part of a lot of different things when it comes down to arch nemesis, different comic book heroes in the DC genre. Batman and Bruce Wayne themselves both epitomize both mystery, openness, I would say security. The only reason why I say security and the reason is because he goes through all stops to protect himself, whether it be through martial arts, gadgets, science, biological weaponry. He goes through it all to make sure that any and every way possible he can get himself out of a situation, whether it be with a little help or no help. But he's just an ultimate person who makes being a superhero believable outside of having superpowers. Most people would love Superman, and hey, I praise you for loving any superhero that you do, but Batman is my superhero because of the simple fact that he can be mortal. He's a person, he can be beaten, he can be killed, as all superheroes can, unless you're an immortal superhero. But he's an enjoyable person to watch, to watch him fight, get beat up, get back up, and keep going. I mean, not saying any other superhero can't do that. I mean, I've seen Superman take a ass kicking and then come back sometime soon after he had his ass whooped. But Batman actually will pull forth the effort to beat the hell out of you as much as he possibly can with anything he can. If he got to pick up a trash can lid and beat the shit out of you with it, he will. But yes, Batman is my favorite superhero because he epitomizes both during the daytime being wanted to protect those who can't protect themselves, but being able to help those who want to create a life for themselves. Because not only has he created a life for himself, but he's created a life for others by having Wayne Enterprises and being able to protect those in the crime of the night or during the day when people need that assistance, where it may be within Gotham City or internationally or out in space or wherever. He's been there and always been able of assistance to be able to help those in need. So I feel like I've always grown up to love and appreciate Batman and respect him for who he is. I feel myself aspiring to want to be Bruce Wayne. It takes a great deal to be Bruce Wayne. To be Batman, but to be Batman within yourself. You don't need to be any superhero. If you epitomize who they are, learn who they are, know who they are, you can be that person every day. You don't have to wear a cape and cowl to be that person. To be that person, you be that person in your own way. You just know how to portray that character in your own right as your own individuality, no matter if that's who in your mind, that's who you're portraying. But in actuality, people see you, not the superhero. So, be your own superhero, but know who your hero is. Whether it be a superhero or an actual person or someone in history that you care about. But I will say that that's my hero, my superhero. That is my favorite hero. So, I'm gonna answer two more of Ralph's questions. He asks, I'm sorry, they got me a little touch because that goes all the way back to my childhood about Batman. Um, he asked me, what do I. Well, I don't want to answer this question about what I like to read. Because I would like to read a lot of different things. I don't have a very essential favorite book, so it's hard for me to answer that question. But he asked this question, which a lot of people have asked me this question, and I always give them an answer that they're never expecting. He asked me this question of what is love for me. Um, Love for anybody is going to be different, but for me, love is one of those things that if you're going to take love to heart, then mean what you say. And if you're going to say you love somebody, truly love that person and not say love out of spite just because it's three words you can easily say, because it's not easy to say to anybody, whether it be your own parents or a friend or somebody that you broke up with or somebody you're in love with or anything. It's not an easy situation to say because you have to come to terms with your feelings to be able to say that you love somebody, because love is a strong thing, it's a powerful thing, but it also can be a hurtful thing. Because once you tell somebody you love somebody, that love can be easily twisted and turned against you. But what is love for me? I'm a person who believes strongly in being with a person, um, and loving that person for who they are, no matter what they may be going through, what illnesses they may have in their background, what their family life is like, or their childhood life is like, or things that they've been through. I learned to accept people for who they are, because that's who they are, and be able to, if there's things they need to work upon or they want to try to get over, then I want to be there for them to support them through everything. I'm a big kid inside, so I enjoy my personality as strong as it is, but to say what love is, I'm a strong, firm believer in the wedding vows. If you tell somebody if you're gonna marry somebody, believe wholeheartedly that if you're gonna do that, that is the ultimate, one of the ultimate steps in being or learning what love is. Because if you believe wholeheartedly in the wedding vows that say, to death do us part, it is an integral part that you must say, and no matter how it's phrased or how it's worded, if you're gonna love somebody to death do you part, do everything that you possibly can from the beginning to know that this person that you're going to marry is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. Please do not, and I mean do not, for the sake of the world, do not get married and say you want to be with a person and you really don't. Because it's, to me, it's bullshit. If you say you love somebody but you really don't, you're cheating or you're doing anything else on the sun. I'm not saying I'm a innocent person. I've done my dirt, true enough. I do regret a lot of things that I have done to people while I'm with somebody. But I've learned from my mistakes. But do not wholeheartedly, forever in your day, tell somebody you love them when you, one, do not love yourself. Do not force somebody to love you when you can't simply have the self-esteem about yourself to say and know that you love yourself and everything about you. Be confident in who you are, because love for me is something that is a piece of you. When you give somebody your love, you have to understand that that person has to be willing, and you're trusting of that person to cherish that love that you give them. It's not easy to share your love with any and everybody, because to be honest with you, just don't go loving somebody just because they got money or anything like that. It's just love the person you really, truly, wholeheartedly love, both mind, body, spirit, and heart. If this is the person you want to give your love to, because if it is, then love them, and love them to the end. Because some people can never be married. Some people can never get married and love a person for the rest of their life. But just take the time to love who you actually love, and don't just say love just because you want to. Now, I commend anybody that I've known or know now that are in long-lasting relationships that are still going. Continue to make them go. Do not give up no matter what is going on. unless you wholeheartedly believe that you just want to walk away. Um, but just don't give up. Just love. It's love. Like I said, it's a double-edged sword. No matter how you play it, but just be careful, because one end can go. Can You can turn it one way and never hurt anybody, but you can easily hurt yourself and somebody else with love. It's not easy. It's really not. Ah, yeah, that's a question that touches my spirit. Try to answer the next few questions. I'm gonna answer one more question from Ralph. He actually asks, "What is, or not really what is, what do I have a favorite brand?" When it comes down to a favorite brand, I do. I have several favorite brands. Um, the brand of Batman, that's a brand. I love that brand wholeheartedly. When it comes down to electronics, it comes down to Sony, um, HTC, Philips. Um, I give I give a partial shout out to Samsung on certain electronics, because I've had certain Samsung electronics are that were awesome. I'm not a firm believer in everything that Samsung makes, but some of the things they do make, I've rightfully enjoyed. I give another one of my brands that I have a favorite to is Nintendo, because I grew up with Nintendo, because I had almost every Nintendo system, except the original Game Boy, the Game Boy Color, um, the Game Boy Advance. I didn't have any of those systems, but I did have a DS, DSi, DSi XL, pretty much damn near every Nintendo system there is. I didn't have a Virtual Boy either, but um, I give another one of my favorite brands is Rue 21. It's a clothing store. Even though the men's section is not that huge, my closet is primarily filled up with that. And my all-time favorite brand is Converse. So you do know it is my favorite shoe brand. It is favorite shoe brand. So that's a lot. I've answered quite a few questions, and this is going into 40 something minutes. God, this is the longest Q&A show I've ever done. When people have questions, they ask. I said I was going to answer them. I'm going to answer them. I'm going to try my best to answer. Whew, I've had a lot of questions today. You guys have asked me some all-time interesting questions. I've enjoyed it. I have really, 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 really enjoyed answering these questions. Man, there's a lot of questions. I'm trying to figure out where I want to go. Man, I have some more questions that I have in here. I'm trying to see. Oh, I'm gonna go back to Ralph, because he did ask me this question. I told him I would answer it live on air. He asked me if we ever met, could he hug me? Yes, you most certainly can hug me. I have no problem with that. Um, you're cool peoples with me, so I wouldn't mind giving you a hug. So if you ever meet me, most definitely you can always get one. Even if you even check me out online, I'll give you a hug. So hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Um, where do I want to go? I have so many questions left. All right, I'm gonna go to my friend Eric Moore from Google Plus, who did ask me some questions that dealt with actual social networking. That were actually quite interesting for the questions that he did ask, which I will actually answer a few of these, because a few of these questions are actually will get a lot of people interested. Um, um, Let me find out which one that actually spoke to me a lot. This one, catfishing profiles. Um, I understand that there's a self-esteem issue with a lot of people, which people can easily use online or social networking or any type of site where you hide behind a username or your name itself, um, and pretty much will fake a profile. You may name it something else, It may be your profile, but people will hide behind profiles that are not of their own, use other people's pictures. I don't really understand why the purpose of it. I don't think that's a self esteem issue. I think it's more so people. Well, yeah, it's partially a self esteem issue because if you're not secure within yourself to be able to put yourself out there, some people have been hurt. Their self esteem is not as high as they want it to be or it should be. But I don't really understand the purpose of deceiving people that you are somebody that you aren't, because you're wasting time at that point. Because when you find out people are going to literally take the effort to destroy you in every way possible to get rid of you, whether it be blocking you, reporting you to any social networking site to have you removed, in my honest opinion, just don't do it, period. It's not worth it, people. Just don't do it at all. I'm just saying, just don't, because doing it is not going to help any at all to anybody. It's just don't do it. It's just really fucking stupid. Um, this question, these are actually two questions run together. Why is social networking so insecure, and what is honesty online, and what is deceit? The insecurity runs hand in hand with lying and honesty, because you have people like me. Whatever I post online is what I either truly believe or what I'm thinking or what I'm saying. But then you have other people who catfish profiles, or they are their own profiles and just put shit out there just to put it out there, just to get somebody to like them or feel pity for them. Um, I don't understand the purpose, but it's just social networking. Most people don't assume you're ever gonna find somebody. But the way how advanced technology is, it's if you really want to put forth the effort to find somebody, you would. People have been intentionally hurt. People have been found and beat up and had things done to them for doing stupid stuff online. Uh, Children and teenagers themselves have been had their ass beat by their parents for doing dumb shit online. Um, I appreciate Eric Moore for actually bringing this question up. I really do. Um, I'm just gonna say there are people out there to be honest with who they are, because there's no reason to not fake who you no reason to fake who you are, because if you're gonna fake who you are, then what's the purpose? Um, but you in turn have to realize that faking who you are, if these people ever meet you, how are you gonna live up to what you faked online? So be who you are and just be your own person. Just don't try to be somebody else or try to be something that you're not, because it's not worth it. Um, Sometimes people may assume that the truth is really that bad, as he asks, is the truth really that bad that people start to believe their lies? For some people, if you're living deceit for so long, you tend to start to believe your own lies, and then you have to remember at one point that, hey, this is not the truth. But hey, it is what it is. I just don't see the purpose in it. I am who I am. I will always be. I'm the real. This is my show. I'm the host. This is the dish. You'll catch me on social networking. My Google Plus profile is my name. My Facebook profile is my name. I was like, I have a Kick profile. I have a Google Plus profile, Facebook profile. I have an Instagram page, two Instagram pages to be honest. One for business, one for personal. I have a Twitter account. I am who I am. If I tweet something, you don't like what I say, get the go over it. I don't care. It's my opinion. If you don't like it, oh well. That's the point of social networking. People put their thoughts out there for other people to read. If you don't like what a person says, don't comment, don't reply, don't like it, don't one plus it, whatever you want to do. Don't favorite it on Twitter. Don't show it love on Instagram or whatever you want to do. Just don't worry about it. Just move the fuck on and be done with it. End of story. I'm just gonna say it like that. End of story. Just move on. Just stop being a soft ass and stop being a fucking wuss and stop being a pussy about what the shit that's going on. If you don't like what somebody else has got to say or what somebody else is do, just suck the fuck up and move the fuck on. It ain't for you to get like or understand. If you don't like it, oh the fuck well. End of story. That's all I got to say about that. It's that touches a nerve for me when people just do stupid shit like that. The American nowadays, again, I'm gonna say this like I said in episode 1, The wussification of America is real. Stop being a fucking pussy. Stop being so fucking, how can I say this, judgmental about what people do, what they say, where they are. Stop thinking everything is a fucking cause, because it's not. A lot of shit has been around since well before any of our asses were born. So why are you even fucking worried about what somebody else is doing? Homosexuality has been around well before any of us were born, and it's been known. Hell, the old King Arthur, I want to say King Arthur, Henry, and all the other kings and queens, some of them motherfuckers were bisexual and lesbians and gave them damn selves. How do you figure they had just all female or male sexual encounters? Because they didn't. Most of them were doing same-sex sexual encounters for the longest. This shit has been around for forever. Racism is real, and it still is, but y'all people need to quit, because there ain't even no purpose in it. If you can get online and be on social networking and have friends that are multicultural, different races, you can talk all peachy cream with them, and then the next minute you sitting here badgering another race. What's the purpose? There is no purpose. Racism is just flat out fucking stupid. And if you're homophobic, get the fuck over yourself, because if this world was where we were all homosexual and heterosexuals were the unnorm, or it was heterosexual phobia around here, nobody wanted to be straight, then you would probably have the same fucking problems that gay people are having today. So get the fuck over yourself. Every gay person is not trying to fucking hit on you, because if they were, as simply known and simply said, they'll be doing it, but they're not. They don't give a fuck. If they look at you and say, oh, you're a nice looking person, or you're sexy, take the compliment and move the fuck on. It ain't that goddamn serious. Everybody ain't trying to fuck you. Everybody ain't trying to be with you just because you straight, or you bisexual, you gay. Live your fucking life and move the fuck on. Okay? Simple as that. Whew. I think I've said enough for today, because this video is going on teetering. I just went off on a tangent. My apologies to everybody. Yes, this has went on way too long. This is a 52-minute video. If y'all watch this whole video, please comment and say that you actually watched the whole video. I can't imagine somebody sitting here listening to me answer all these questions. But I do appreciate every question that has came out. I'm just going to pick out a couple of other random questions. Ralphie asked me, what's my shoe size? My shoe size is a 10.5 in American, just so you know. I sometimes wear 8'11" because the shoes run small, or whatever. But yes, 10.5 is my shoe size, just so you know. It was just a random question that was thrown out there. You wanted to know, so I'm telling. I'm going to pull out another weird question from Steve Steffi. He asked me, these are social networking sites or dating sites. They're not fuck buddy apps. Okay, we're just going to simple as that. It's a social networking site where you can meet people, whatever you want to call it. They are particularly for the male on male interaction, for gay people. He asked me to do Scruff or Grinder. I prefer Scruff because I like Scruffy. I'm just gonna say it. It's just some of the guys on there, even for a person to be kind of scruffy, they're just, yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. Because I can tell a lot about that. And if you see my face about that situation, you can probably read a lot into that. So we're just gonna leave that one alone. But another question he asked, what I would think would be the next big innovation in gaming? At this point, the next innovation in gaming is going to be wearing almost a fucking full-on green screen bodysuit to play a game, where literally you're going to be entered into the game into a virtual reality situation where you're going to be in the game. You're actually going to have to play the part to beat the game. So there's going to be a lot of shock value to this. A lot of people are going to scare the hell out of themselves, and it's not going to be for the faint of heart if this innovation does come out, which in pieces this innovation has come out. Long ago there was a vest that actually responded to gaming, preferably when you played certain games. If I'm not mistaken, it was the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo era. A lot of people were playing Mortal Kombat, and this was shocking a lot of people because you actually felt the response from the game itself. So if you were smacked in the face, you felt it. If you were hit in the chest with some kind of fireball or scorpion spear, you felt it, and it felt extremely real. So people, be fair warned, the further innovation goes, the more realistic it will get. realistic by sight. What we see nowadays with the Xbox One, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Nintendo Wii, Nintendo Wii U, the Nintendo 3DS, the PlayStation Vita, the PlayStation 4. These innovations have come a long way. So everybody has their favorite system. I have mine. I've learned to appreciate all systems for what they are, no matter if it's my favorite or not. But enjoy what you do. Innovation in gaming is strong. It will continue to stay strong. But enjoy what you do, people. But this episode has gone on long enough. It is now going on 55 and a half minutes. So, yes. Please, people, again, this is Darrell with the Dish. So you can catch me on social networking on Google Plus. Look me up, Darrell Dunn, DarrellDunn is my last name. Look me up on Google Plus. You can find me on Facebook. You can search for me by my name. You probably have to put in my middle name in order to locate me, which I'm not going to give you, but you can search me by facebook.com/DAVERSUPERSTAR. That is my name. It's facebook.com//Diverse Superstar. It's DAVERSUPERSTAR. That is my name. That is my link to find me. If you want to find me on Instagram, you can find me at Gentleman Rose on Instagram. Ask me, add me, follow me, send me DMs, whatever you want to do. Just keep it personal, people. You can find me on Twitter at D2's Reality on Twitter. That is my name there. That is D, the number 2, S, and reality. It's all one word, people. But yes, this video has gone on long enough. I appreciate everybody for their questions. I don't think I will probably do another question and answer video this long, but people seem to enjoy my channel and my videos, so I do certainly appreciate all those who have subscribed, favored, commented, or sent me text messages or anything like that about my show. So I do heavily appreciate everybody. Steve Steffi, Ralphie Bruni, Eric Moore, my Wonder Woman, Nicole Lombardo, Tone Taylor, Terrence Brower, who else? Keith Randall, Joe Tremblay, Desmond, Bill, Andrew Farrer. I can't forget y'all. I do appreciate all of y'all for sending me y'all questions. If I forgot anybody, do not hold it to my heart. I try to remember everybody whose question I've actually answered. So thank you for your questions, and I certainly do appreciate y'all watching this episode of The Dish with me, episode number 3. See y'all for episode number 4 in a week.